Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and new Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has hit the ground running. He's not taking any prisoners, and he's making decisive moves, and he's just getting started. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@ExplainAmerica. And when you get there, please hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. Pete Hegseth is at his first NATO conference this week, and he's doing fantastic. He's laying the law down. He told everybody what to expect between Russia and Ukraine and what the United States position is, and he laid it out perfectly. Unfortunately, you don't get a solution here where everybody wins, and you have to be based in reality when you start talking about what you want to happen. It has to be based in reality. I think for so long it wasn't based in reality, and so that's part of the problem. And now you're talking about the European countries. NATO, we must defend NATO. We must keep NATO strong. I don't disagree necessarily. I think NATO's kind of maybe useful a little bit. It's kind of a relic of the Cold War, if you ask me, but I understand the reason to keep it, I guess, around. But these countries are supposed to be spending a certain amount of money on defense for NATO, and they're not. They're not, and they got away with it for so long. Trump got them to raise it. Biden said, "No, that's okay, don't worry about it, we got this." And we become the ones that pay for the whole world again. We're exhausted with it. Why is it our taxpayers have to suffer? Why is it we have to pay for everything? Well, Pete Hegseth said today, you're not paying enough. If you want our protection, start paying more money. I want you to listen to this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
Right, and there we see Pete Hegseth right now. Let's listen in.
NATO with 31 allies, also with my wife, Jenny, who's been meeting with families of U.S. troops, both here in Germany, and we're heading to Poland right after this as well. That's what this is all about for me, for President Trump, and the Defense Department. I also want to express a special thanks to the Secretary General, Secretary General Ruta, for your boldness, for your friendship, for your leadership, and most especially for your urgency of the matter at hand, which is great to see from the leader of NATO. Look forward to working very closely with him and his team. And before we're talking about what we've done at the ministerial, I want to reaffirm a few things from this podium. First, as we see it, NATO's strategic objectives are to prevent great power conflict in Europe, deter nuclear and non-nuclear aggression, and defeat threats to treaty allies should deterrence fail. Second, the U.S. is committed to building a stronger, more lethal NATO. However, we must ensure that European and Canadian commitment to Article 3 of this treaty is just as strong. Article 3 says that allies, and I quote, by means of continuous and effective self-help and mutual aid, will maintain and develop their individual and collective capacity to resist armed attack. Leaders of our European allies should take primary responsibility for defense of the continent, which means security ownership by all allies, guided by a clear understanding of strategic realities, and it's an imperative given the strategic realities that we face. And that begins with increasing defense spending. 2% is a start, as President Trump has said, but it's not enough. Nor is 3%, nor is 4%, more like 5%. Real investment, real urgency. We can talk all we want about values. Values are important. But you can't shoot values. You can't shoot flags, and you can't shoot strong speeches. There is no replacement for hard power. As much as we may not want to like the world we live in some cases, there's nothing like hard power. It should be obvious that increasing allied European defense spending is critical, as the President of the United States has said. Also critical is expanding our defense industrial base capacity on both sides of the Atlantic. Our dollars, our euros, our pounds must become real capabilities.